So hello everybody, with my live reaction of Sirius the Jaeger episode 4. So last week we had a whole like, I mean, I don't dislike it that much, but it was the most cliche backstory ever. Let's be honest here. I'm an honest reviewer and director. Also, I'm an honest guy, right? That is my take on anime and manga and so on. Other games. So just the whole village is burning. Someone's killing his mom to him, right? His brother, and he gets enraged, and then he turns over his wolf form. Like, I mean, that, as I said last week, that's Mesopotamian, that's Greek classical troop, right? That you burn down the main character's home village. Yeah, that's something like that you'll find in 3,000, 4,000-year-old books, right, so to speak. It's the most basic thing ever. Anyway, let's start watching episode 4 and see what happens. So 3, 2, 1, and go. That did not start a timer. I did. Oh, it's lagging a bit. Okay, good. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, no. Saw some lag there for a second there. Okay, so it's a Naruto guy. I mean, there's the sand. That clearly is the sand. Yeah, the Suna. Clearly with the like the square right and then the square bottom right. Yeah, like the I mean, it's like a sand ninja. Yeah, sand ninja. It's that red thing we saw the kid having last week. So this is him. This guy's. Yeah, then the vampire's dead. He looks super similar to me for the. He's almost supposed to be a ninja guy, but I mean, just with this, the whole bandage and that symbol. Yeah, he obviously is the guy that is behind the. Okay, so I have to Google this now. That looks so much like the sand ninja. Suna headband. Suna, right? Sand, yeah, or that's weird, but yeah. The Sunagake is the name, right? Naruto. There we go. That's super similar. Yeah. If it was technical, I could probably even get on the video here. As I can actually. It's gonna be a bad place. Place it out. Find this if I do this thing. I'm trying to be faster now. Let's see. Here, okay. And then we can exploit this new functionality. Oh, here we go. Here's the button. I was like, where's the button again? The shame for the button is it's here as source. Okay, it's lagging. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I was like, where's the button? It's probably not there anymore, but yeah, there we go. The sand village. I mean, he has almost the exact same thing, right? They had the square, then there was a point in the middle instead. And always two different kanji, of course. But it's very, very similar. And of course, it's a headband. It's a straight up Naruto headband, right? I was like, man, that looks like the sand ninja headband, or some other ninja village in Naruto, but especially Naruto. Yeah, a bit of time here. Super similar. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help, right? It's just general headband thing, that like some kind of square up there, yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for Rodio-sama to get in danger. He's like, Ara, Rodio-sama! I'm waiting for this Rodio-sama to be endangered. Definitely. I like how they eat sandwiches for that matter in this anime. Exactly like convenience sandwiches, right? You know, perfect cut triangles you find like a Japanese convenience store today. But I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be 100 years ago. Would you really find us like perfectly cut convenience store things? Unlikely. Unlikely, right? There we go. I'm with a black dot there. What's this guy? I like how the elevator is like a really old invention. If the elevator should be quite new, but that's at least like several hundred years old. I think elevator is super old, right? I guess the actual system elevator is just a way to put it up like that. So I guess system-wise it's simple. Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of this like inner conflict between these different departments, I feel, but it's kind of like it seems super interesting. You kind of want to see. I expect someone to be in league with the vampires, right? Yeah, it's like there's someone of this human, either government or this reporters or this other ninja guys to kill the vampire, though. But like someone is gonna be vampire friendly, right? They just expect in any vampire store when there's like 5 different kind of functional systems trying to kill the vampires. You know about them. It's not actually trying to help the vampires, right? It's always like that. It's I don't know. Yeah, these Portuguese is they have their own like side story, and like he's the main. It has like the main character of this other side story, I suppose. It's kind of weird, yeah. And I guess it's gonna come back into the hunters in a way. I feel this is the problem with anime though. I say it every time, right? They have a lot of dialogue, and then they also have like really cool battles eventually. Yeah, I sit there and wait for like 10. It's always the same formula too. It's like 10 to 15 minutes dialogue, and then it's like 5 minutes of really good action scenes. And I'm not saying dialogue always is bad. I'm just saying it's always the same formula so far. It's always dialogue, one battle, or like a long battle. Like why can it never be battle dialogue, right? It's always exactly the same formula. Like right now, it's always build up into battle. Yeah, like it's never the other way around. It's never like, 3-minute dialogue, 1-minute battle, 3-minute dialogue, 1-minute battle. It's always like battle. Yeah, it feels very formulatic so far. It's always exactly the same system. But also, problem of course, the story I guess isn't actually even a build up for him. The story isn't building up to the action scenes, or it's just building up his side story that eventually probably pay off in like 10 episodes from now, but it doesn't really feel like it's working on the main. Yeah, I don't know. It's not connected enough, as I would say, to the main character. And those ninja guys appearing every now and then too, yeah. back at this newspaper place. He might get in combat now. Yeah, maybe. Feels like he's really ready now to get into combat, right? Try to pass a photograph something and getting into a vampire fight, yeah. He can't use the yeah, the eating. Why is the fish head moving all the time? I mean, I guess it's like supposed to be raw sushi, but but it looks to see me alive. The tail isn't moving. Just the head that keeps like what is that thing? For that matter, if you watch the last episode of Hataguru Cyber, right? He's like food poisoning because they're eating sushi. Yeah, they're clearly saying it. I was eating raw. Okay, now they're trying to matchmake here, of course. He needs a girlfriend, yeah. But it's also like, yeah, stay away from me. I'm dangerous. I'm a wolf boy. Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm the main character. You're getting in danger if you touch me. Classic, you know. Here we go. A war. With vampires in it, maybe? What is that thing? Yeah, I mean, clearly it's a vampire lord, but... Huh. What was that scene? Like testing some kind of vampire... He seems to be building, you know, better vampire type, but like testing some kind of... Oh, he's this guy even more typical Dracula. With the yeah. Here's some really old vampires, I guess, like they're really, really old. They even look old. I mean, all the vampires have to look old, right? This guy looks really old, so I guess they are. And they're upside down as bats, right? Yeah. I love it, I love it. Of course, they're upside down because they're bats. Yeah, that's good. Because they're turning into big bats. Oh, here's... Okay, it's a mix of old bats and like young vampire girl suddenly or something. Yeah, it's like, yay, blood. Okay, here they're mixing the ages here. Yeah, they are super vampires, super young vampires. Now they're really mixing it. Can't wait till all of them get killed. Yeah. Okay, she's gonna follow them, I guess. Yeah, look at your samurai, so she's gonna follow them. Probably. Yeah. And also him, because they're both following them, yeah. Of course. She needs way more screen time, yeah. Love, I mean, I agree, she's the greatest artistic wise. Best design, in my opinion, by far. Aesthetics of her, yeah. Yeah, where's my brother? I have to kill him now. Yeah, it's back to the, like, you know, my brother. He's a vampire now. Okay, so the ninjas, I guess. So now it's time for the action. It's like 7 episodes, like 15 minutes of dialogue, 5 minutes of action. Oh, nice. Yeah, like a band of katanas. Yeah, I think it's time now, right? They're like, oh, what, the ninjas? Yeah, suddenly there's a gang of ninjas here. Yeah, people are gonna get killed, I guess. Yeah. It's not the South candy, no. It's not South, but it's that candy is super familiar to, yeah. Like, and yeah, it's not this. It's just not sand ninja candy, but it's same kind of form, yeah. Like it's square up there in the bottom, so it's very similar. Of course, it's a mind thing, right? Because it's a bandana, yeah, ninja. Anti-ninja vampires, something. Maybe they will turn into vampires, so we'll have vampire ninjas. Vampire ninjas, oh yes. I feel this is kind of like, you showed us the ninjas attacking a bank, something like that, and then the next scene him back again talking to this bartender, and I get this is build up, but like, stay at the action for a bit now. Like, stay at the action for a bit. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are crazy. They kill everything. Yeah, like they. When they kill the vampires, like, yeah, these guys are supposed to be, not good, but you know, they think they're good guys. But now he's like slaughter these people here, so I feel like he's not really. I mean, obviously he wasn't good before either, but I mean, it's like he's like really evil now. Yeah, I kind of reminds me of Uriah Course with the face painting, yeah. The cabin to face painting, there is called, right? One of those, you know. Okay. She's trying to, yeah, coming up with the lies here. How did she accidentally got in the same train, right? I tell you, if you want his food, yeah, it's a bento, his lunch, great plan! Yeah, I have his lunch box with me, yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah, I know he hears about the ninjas. He knows something upright. Classic Yuri, yeah, his animal instincts. Yeah, it's like, I smell something weird. Yeah, and she's buying food, I love it. It's like, I buy him his bento, that's perfect, yeah. He has to jump the window, maybe? Yeah, they're swapping trains here. Oh, she's a serious young lady. Yeah. She is also gonna swap trains here. Losing her beautiful hat. You're going back again. Yeah, they have to go back again. We should make it, or she's stuck now. We don't know, yeah. I guess she made it. She's stuck otherwise between the two train stations there. He was there before the attack, right? So he knows something's up, definitely. Oh, she made it. I liked it. Bye. She's out of money for once in her life. The first time a young lady has no money. Oh yeah, and her bag with the water. Please take my food! Yeah. Ah, that's good. Yeah, like I only had this on bento. I lost my bag. Oh, that was good. Something wrong with the train, or is it burning around? Yeah, it's like this smoke. It's always vampires. It's always like there is smell of vampire in this smoke. It's never not just vampires. It's always a vampire somewhere. Yeah, good boy. Here it is. Wait, yeah, crazy. Yo, it's Frankenstein, of course. Of course, it's Frankenstein. He made the Frankenstein monster, right? Episode. Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, he's cray. That's why he invents stuff, because he's crazy. And I guess he's like, ugh. It's how they work. Like, you have to make them crazy. They have to, else they can't do anything. Yeah. Here he is, Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, I almost him tested before with the arm, of course. Yeah. It wasn't the vampire testing the Frankenstein, of course. I didn't. Oh, and I realized now, of course. I missed it completely. But yeah, it's like a monster vampire. Yeah. Random children, he's like, I have to kill them all soon. And he's like, I can't fight now. If you kill, they hurt the children, but gotta kill vampires. Yeah, it's like, how can I kill the vampires without hurting the children? Here we go. Vampire. Brother? That's the end of it? When it's finally into the good stuff? Man. That ending. Brother, that ending scene there, that was, oof. Yeah. That ending scene. Like it, yeah. The episode really exploded in the end, right? Really exploded in the end, yeah. I wonder how much the brother has self-control. So I was like, well, yeah, he's in control of the vampires. Does he have self-will until they tell him that you have to do this thing now? But yeah, this train has freaking the Frankenstein monster, Frankenstein, Dracula, and his brother. So this train has everything. This train has everything of, yeah. I like the ending song and the animation of it. Yeah, it's quite a sad ending, you know. You really feel like, yeah, his brother got killed here or got turned or whatever. Yeah, you really feel that in the ending, though. It's very obvious that it's like sad backstory ending. Yeah, it's very much that. It's like, yeah, he had a brother and a mother and so on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna meet a young lady. Yeah, I mean, they have to meet the Frankenstein next week. So they're gonna fight Frankenstein, I guess. I guess you said Frankenstein is legal. I guess Bram Stoker's Dracula. Sorry, Frankenstein. Who was Frankenstein? The woman. What's her name now again? Frankenstein's author. Yeah, Mary Shelley is her name. Bram Stoker, of course, and Dracula, yeah. Mary Shelley. That's probably legal, I guess. Or it has to be, right? I mean, I don't know how it works really. I'm thinking like, this is something like, if you make anything, You know, if you make anything like an old stuff, right? If you make anything that is a certain age, like 100 years old, something like that, then it's always fair use, or something like that. Yeah, so to speak. Yeah, it's always like, oh, you're also allowed to have like Frankenstein's monster. You can find all the elements well, right? Like in Soul Eater, you also allowed to have Frankenstein's monster, or other games and so on. And you'll have to have like Dracula and so on, and like Van Helsing, because they're at least 100 years old or something like that. And then it's always fine, right? So because it's kind of weird how you literally call it Frankenstein. It's just like, yeah, this is just Frankenstein. It isn't even like, you know, something that looks like Frankenstein. It just is Frankenstein. It's like no new stuff here. This is the actual Frankenstein, you know, like you read about before, yeah. But in this universe, like this is Frankenstein. Yeah. But anyway, the episode, I think it's been fine. Obviously had the least action so far. And I don't mind that. So I guess that broke a little bit of my formula I was talking about. But not entirely. I mean, it was the same formula though. Just shorter action, like 15 minutes dialogue. And then the action starts. No, the action was short this episode. But the action was started though, after like 15 minutes. And then they were running in between trains and also the action part is supposed. And it's like, who's the vampire? Yeah. And then, you know, so the action wasn't that big, but it was still had the same formula with like a lot of build up, a lot of dialogue, and then it's like some action, right? So it really has the same formula 4 episodes in a row now. And that is that's very obvious. And I think that it definitely is an issue. I mean, if they mix it up eventually and suddenly have action, I guess next episode probably will have that, because this episode had very little action. This episode had very little action, right? So next episode is probably going to be much more action to kind of balance that. Especially because they're already at the train now with vampires, with Dracula, with Frankenstein, with his brother, of course. So this episode has to be pretty much action right away. Right? It's probably going to break that formula next week then. But I'm just saying, right? It just feels kind of like this anime is pretty good, but I don't know. It's a lot of dialogue with other characters which I still don't really care about, I guess. This is too much like, oh, these ninja guys, they're doing this thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care that much. And you see the ninja guys kill off the guy or they stabbed him, that he just met earlier there. And you feel kind of like, oh yeah, they just killed that guy. So there has to be some connection between them and him. And you should have started breaking the dot, of course. You can start figuring out the dot, how it works. But at the same time, I do feel kind of like, yeah, they just stabbed him. But I don't really care that much, because they just saw this character 5 minutes ago for the first time, right? Not getting stabbed. I was like, I never really cared about him, so it's kind of like a lot of that is in the feeling. I felt the father was much better. The father, he had much more screen time, right, from the doctor thing there. And when he got turned into a vampire, that was brutal. Of course, it gave me a lot of FMA feel to it from Metal Alchemist, but still though, that felt much more emotional. Obviously, this was supposed to be, sorry, that's a bad comparison. Obviously, this episode wasn't really cared. We weren't supposed to care about them, so they weren't that important. But that's still kind of what I mean, though. Like, we weren't supposed to care about them, and the scene wasn't very long either. I guess it's fine, but I still feel kind of like you don't really care that much, right? And I think the episode has a lot of the issue where there's a lot of dialogue between some characters, which I just feel is like, okay, whatever, kind of, right? It's kind of like, yeah, and then they just jump there, and I think they show too much of other characters, something like that, because after we see them stab there and we see them burning that building, we see the other guys outside, right? They have like a half a minute, like, oh, what's happening? They're burning it down. I was just there. We have that thing happening. It could just be him saying like, I see, they've come or something, and that could be the end of it. Then jump over. So obviously, that scene is like 20, 30 seconds longer, right? And I think it's a lot of that, because they jump through a lot of characters, a lot of different interactions, and they all feel kind of like they're too long, in my opinion. Something like that is this anime. It's just, I feel the pacing is like very, very slow, right? I feel the pacing is very slow, but I feel like it's probably, even if it's an anime only too, it's not even based on the manga, but I feel the anime is like, I feel that every scene, except the action scenes, have like slow pacing. So something like that, yeah, where I feel it's like every scene could have been half as long or shorter, right? I feel like we're giving me the same like information. It's something like that, yeah. Something like that. Some scenes are better than others, of course. The food scene was really funny, so, or not really funny, it was pretty funny, so some scenes are better. It's something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very torn about this anime. I feel like it looks really good and so on, but it's like, man, there's something with the writing and the dialogue which makes me a little uncomfortable. Like, it's just getting, it's also a little bit like, could it be faster? Could it be more like into it? Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, hope that's the reaction after this review. Some people will hate it because I was like, I don't know. Like, I want to like this anime, and I do kind of like it, but I always feel like it's always like, man, it's just slow, right? It's slow, and it's not even based on a manga, so they don't even have any like thing to should slow it down. It just feels like it's like made very slow. But yeah, anyway, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week, probably with more Sirius the Jaeger. But I can get into more.